We are on day 4. Whoop, whoop. Dorothy's giving double thumbs up. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Awesome. Well, we are talking about quit dreaming, start blogging and your blueprint to blogging success. So this is where we pull everything together that we've been working on and learning the past couple of days and just really work on fine tuning how to make this happen, how to get you the success and the results that you want, need, and deserve. All right. So I'm sure you know by now, my name's Lisa Atkinson. But I'm super motivated to be here, super excited to be here helping you guys and helping you find success in a fast and efficient way. Um, because there's a couple of things that just really do make a huge impact. Like this is one of the best times ever to start a successful blog. There are so many things that make it easier and are, working in your favor. There's a couple of pillars that we're going to talk about that will expedite your journey, and we've got a game-changing blueprint for getting started. You guys excited to dive in? Awesome. So when it comes to blogging, people want a successful blog, right? We want to have a successful blog, but it's simple, but not always easy, right? We have these things between our ears that get in the way, right? Amongst other things. But, we want to have, there's kind of this 5 steps. We want to have a clear core message. We know who we're talking about, how we're helping them. We want to have an audience focus. If they're getting the results, if they're getting great information, if they're getting what they need, they're much more likely to stick around and be present for the longer term. So part of that is great content, creating great content, learning how to create content that your people want, that they need, that they love. Getting traffic is huge, both new traffic and returning traffic, and then monetization strategy. So these 5 steps really sum up everything you need to do as a blogger. So how do you improve your success? Because today we want to replace confusion with clarity. We want to replace your doubts with optimism and shed some light onto areas where transformation is essential and give you strategies that have worked for so many bloggers. So the ways that you can improve your success are decoding myths. Some of those might include like time consuming. Blogging needs to be time consuming, right? Confusion and overwhelm, those sorts of things. And 80 to 90% of blogs fail within 6 to 18 months. And it's because of those myths. They figure that it needs to take a long time. You need to put a lot of effort in. You need to do a lot of work. But if you're focused, if you're doing the right things, it's a lot easier. It doesn't need to take that long. But if you allow yourself to sort of live in that overwhelm where you can't decide what you should do, or you can't decide, gosh, what should be this in this email because you have such a broad focus that it's hard to be clear. That's going to cause you some frustration, fatigue, overwhelm. So instead, this is where we're headed, right? We want to help you to get focused, to get results, to get clarity, to gain momentum, to set expectations, meet them, and keep moving forward. So that is where we're headed. The other thing that really helps is realizing the power of following a plan to accelerate your results. These are huge. So you can do this when you have a plan, even if you have limited time or tech concerns, or you feel uncertain. Because honestly, I've helped so many bloggers and their success can be yours. This is Next Cocktails. Renee, when she came to me, she had some stuff going on and she was like, I'm not even sure if I can blog, but they tell me I should. So I was thinking about it. And we talked through like, what things do you like? What works for you? What's important. And now she has an amazing cocktail blog with like 60 posts and tons of Pinterest traffic. And she's doing amazing. It's been like 2 years, guys. Amazing. Um, Catherine is another one of my clients, and she came to me when she was wanting to get her second blog started and growing. And she used to talk about how she hated doing blogging. Like she liked the results, but she hated the actual like sitting down and doing the work. And now she loves writing posts. She's gotten the clarity of what she's doing, how she's doing it, the process cleared up. And she's even launching her first membership. So because this success can be yours. Carrie's another one of my bloggers, and she was really struggling and now has so much more clarity, and she's managing a huge Facebook group and doing great. But I've helped people in so many different niches. These are just a fraction of some of the clients that I've helped. Everything from sustainability to quilting to crafting to anything in between. Um, and a plan is what's going to increase your odds of success. You need a roadmap. You need to know where you're going, where you're heading. You need that clarity, that focus that comes from knowing who your audience is and how you help them. Coaching really does help because there are times when your head just gets in the way or when you can't see the trees through the forest. And you're like, you got such a uh, perspective shift when you're looking at your own stuff. And then strategies. If you know time is an issue for you, then you're gonna need strategies to work through that. If you know tech is an issue for you, then you're gonna need strategies to focus on for that. Guys, there's a growing interest in being influential online. Recent advancements have made it so that it is so much easier to succeed, but you need to be focusing and dial in what you're doing. And you can minimize your tech overwhelm and increase your monetization options. There are so many great things about blogging right now. But first, you need to get started. So if you haven't already started, um, let's talk about some of the blogging myths that you're going to want to watch for. And even if you've started, these myths I think are going to still apply to you. So one of the first ones is that you need a huge following because that's going to guarantee your success. But honestly, a huge community is what you really need. And it actually doesn't need to be that huge. Having actual engagement, getting emails, having people reading your blog post, building that know, like, and trust, sharing your content, becoming buyers, that is what really matters. And it's less about the number because they know you better. They're connected with you better. A following, someone who likes your page on Facebook or follows you on Instagram, they have a low level of commitment. They clicked a button once. They're not going to get emails from you. They're not going to follow up with you necessarily. And the social media, they just don't remind people even of things they say that they like, often enough for it to stay front of mind. So community is so much more important than following. Another myth is that you need to be a tech expert. But honestly, you just need step-by-step guidance, tech support when you need it, accountability so you don't get stuck. These kinds of things matter. Even if you feel like I can't do tech, you could still do blogging, even if you have those struggles. And quality versus quantity is a big thing because you don't just need posts. You need quality content. You need things on your site that people love and enjoy reading and want to come back and read again and want to just come back because they want to see if you have anything new, right? Having consistency, having quality, having interconnected topics, all of that builds that know, like, and trust factor and gets people loving what you're creating and wanting to read more. So, all right. So you need things like a core message, your audience focus, your great content, having traffic, new traffic, returning traffic, monetization. These are all super critical in your pathway. So this right here is an amazing plan that you can follow. And it's super simple, like I said, but not always easy to do, right? Super simple. And when we keep it simple in our minds and we just look for, okay, how can I simplify this? That's going to be so, so helpful. And we have this framework that we've created. I've put in thousands of hours, over 1,000 hours helping bloggers, and just really got clear on where they struggle and what kinds of confusion they have and what kinds of issues they have. And when we look at those myths, even what kinds of ways can we work around those? What kind of poor tactics can we avoid so that you don't lose opportunities and limit your growth? And you can follow the blueprint to get faster results, to make tech easier, to get the guidance, support, and accelerate and guidance and support. We, offer coaching as well that can go with the blueprint. But for today, I want you to see how if you don't have a blog, you could have one in as little as 8 weeks and know how to create great content on it, have your first post published, learn how to get readers, that kind of thing. But for those of you who have been doing blogging a while, we're going to also talk about the framework that you can follow to keep things simple and hopefully make things a little easier. Okay. All right, so looking ahead, we're going to talk about getting prepared for challenges and getting ready for success. Now, like I said, I've been helping clients. I've got over 1,000 hours of helping bloggers. We've got multiple blogs and multiple niches, so I understand your perspectives and how you're approaching things and what your struggles are. I have a long-term entrepreneur focus. I've recognized the struggle of getting started and started my own business blogging success. So I've been doing this for a few years now. I think 3-ish years now that I've been coaching people. I help and inspire bloggers in their journey. And I love just being the kind of person who my clients can come and ask any question and not ever feel like it's a stupid question and not ever feel like, gosh, I don't know if I should be asking this, but rather to support any questions and then show why, yes, that's a valid question. And here's how we can make that work for you. So I just love helping others. It kind of is what's my jam. So I want to make tech easier, help you create content that works. My purpose is my family. I love freedom and flexibility. These are my kiddos. I have 4 boys. They range in age from 3 to 13 years old and keep us busy. Whew. But why does success matter to you? Drop in the chat. Why does success matter to you? Because without the motivation of knowing why you're doing this, of why you want success, it is harder to get there. Drop in the chat. Dorothy says, so I can change the world for the better. I love that, Dorothy. And we've talked over the past couple of days about success and why, some of the reasons, whether it be altruistic, whether it be, making money, whether it be, providing a better future for yourself and your family. There's so many great things that can come from this. So to pay bills, says Carrie, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So think about your deeper reason for wanting to blog, and knowing why you're doing something can help you stay on track. Diana says, I want to make the journey easier for someone else and to solve their problems so they can fulfill their dreams and survive. Yeah, to get more inquiries, says Terry, to make a difference, says Jill. Love it. I love it. All right, so 3 key elements: time consuming, confusion and overwhelm, and the blogging boss framework. So let's dive into the blogging boss framework a little bit. We'll cover some immediate tips for those short on time and go a little deeper. So this is the blogging boss blueprint. Now, this is everything that I teach on the whole, like the big picture view. But it's also everything that you need to do as a blogger to be successful. So it's a pretty all-encompassing blueprint that you can go through the different steps and stages of and just go deeper and deeper and deeper. But at the very core, when you know how to do each of these elements, you're going to find success with blogging. Does that make sense? So, we're going to start with the blogging group blueprint and the blog startup. So if you have a brand new blog, you're kind of in this early stage where you're just in the, how do I get things set up? How do I get things started? We'll go in a little more detail over each of these, but I want to first just look at the startup. Now, I know from previous days, we have people at a variety of different levels. Drop in the chat. Remind me just quickly here, if you're a 1, like on the early starting side, like, yes, I would love getting help started on my blogging or knowing how to get started. And a 5, if you're like, I got this, but I need help with traffic or monetization or whatever that is. So I got some 1s, some 3s, some 5s. Okay, so we may go a little bit over, but is it okay with you guys if I cover both the blog starting and then also a little on the framework and kind of the longer traffic monetization strategies as well? Is that okay with you guys? We might just go a little bit over. So I'm seeing some yeses. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Deanna says, I'm here for as long as y'all are. I love it. I love it. Sounds great. Okay, perfect. All right. So, as we talk, there's this first 8 weeks. So let me back up just a second. as I was helping bloggers through, I had a year-long program and we met multiple hours a week, just really deep dive, help them with whatever they needed help with as they're moving forward. And the thing that I noticed is that when in our minds we have a whole year to do something, things stretch much longer than they need to, right? We just don't have that commitment to like keep going, even with support, and technically could do it very quickly. It just things stretch more than they needed to. And so what I found is that I came up with this idea like blogging, creating a website should be fairly easy. Like I can do it in a couple of hours, like have it start to finish done, right? But the problem is you've got to figure out who you're helping, how you're helping them, what problems you're solving, all of those background things. And then you haven't done a website before. So there's the tech part of it and there's the this decision-making parts of things. So all of that, I thought, if we could do that over 8 weeks, I think people would be comfortable and confident. They can make consistent progress every week over 8 weeks, have their website done, have their first blog post published or more, have a plan for their website and their content, and also come up with some, starting point monetization ideas. I thought that would be amazing. Like if I can help people to do that. And so that's what I did. I came up with an 8-week plan. We've done it now 2 times. We have amazing results that people have seen in just 8 weeks. It's just amazing to me. And so that's what I'm going to tell you about today. So it's an 8-week systematic kickoff plan, simple and streamlined. There's 4 distinct components. So first, setting up your website. The first time I did this, I tried to get everyone to have their website set up in 2 weeks. Oh, that was a bit stressful. Also, we learned, by the way, um, that there's at least one host that we're avoiding recommending people to go to in the future. It was crazy. But yeah, so we now have it so that when you start, you've got that whole 8 weeks to work on starting your site. And the other components that we work on aren't as technical. So if it takes you a little longer to figure out some of that first stuff, it is okay. You could still get your site done in that same 8 weeks and still keep making forward progress without feeling overwhelmed. So people have really, really loved the changes that we've made in this last go round. But the first thing you need to do is figure out your zone of genius. Like what things are you good at? How do you want to help people? What's your background? What's the income potential of the topics that you're considering? Looking at trends, looking at competitive analysis, figuring out, is this the right track before you go all in on that track? But honestly, if you need to switch, you have the techniques and the systems and the processes to be able to switch at any point. So it takes the stress off of things, even though you're making it, as good of decisions as you can with what you know as you're going forward. So creating your website, Ben, I like to talk about what's called MVP, meaning a minimum viable product. So we teach you how to do a website that looks great, but it's not super, super complex. Because if you decide later, gosh, I like this angle better, or gosh, I'm going to switch my niche entirely, you aren't wasting a ton of time. You're getting started, you're testing the waters, you're creating that momentum we talk about and making it happen. And when you have this clarity and this focus, and you don't have to feel the complexities of it, it feels easier as well. So if you need help kind of with the making it happen part of things, like I said, the Blog Startup Accelerator is fantastic for that. You can follow the same process without the extra guidance, but I can tell you, if you want guaranteed website with posts in 8 weeks, this is your place to be. I was recognizing when I started my site, like I had wanted to have a website years before I actually did. And it was because there was no one who was like willing to handhold, no one who was willing to be like, I can't figure out this decision. How do I decide this? Like there's, at best you can go to a Facebook group and ask a question or be in a huge group call and feel like, should I even ask this? But in small group where you can ask any questions you have, get them all answered, meet weekly, have question answering in between by, by support ticket and such. Like, yeah, it's been amazing. People have absolutely loved the progress. So there's really been no easy way for non-techies to start a blog before now. And this is what drives me and motivates me. So step 1 was creating the site, getting the setup stuff done. Then figure out how to write great posts, writing your first post, getting that step done. Because it's different to write content for online. If you're reading it and it's written in like the way you'd write English papers or novels, it's just not as captivating. So we show you how to do that, how to choose relevant topics, how to show your expertise in your posting. And then the third step is creating a content plan, because you don't just want one post, you want to have interrelated posts that make sense and are helpful for your people. And so that's what we help you do, is come up with that content plan that's unique to you. And it'll have 12 plus posts in there, so you know what you're doing next. When you sit down to blog, you're not trying to figure it out. You just sit down and do, right? It makes it so much easier. And then when you begin with the end in mind, you get to where you want to go faster, right? If you're sitting in a boat and you let the water and the wind take you where it takes you, you may not like where you end up. But if you say, this is where I'm headed, I want to make money doing this, then everything you do is in alignment. Even if you're not ready to monetize early on, everything you do is setting you up for monetization. So super, super huge. Can you guys see it? Especially those who are like on the other side and have more advanced blogs. Can you see how this is powerful? Like, this is so awesome. And the people that are in the program right now are just in love with how helpful and, getting these results that they've gotten in this short period of time. So like I said, this is the blogging blueprint. I'm going to go a little bit deeper now if it's all right with you guys. So for those of you who are brand new, this might be overwhelming, but I want you to see that this process, this plan is all encompassing. Like, you start with what we've just talked about, and now you go deeper. So as you look at like build, for example, that was that first category here. As you look at build is looking at things like setting up your site or optimizing it, looking at writing skills and automation and enhancing your content, making it look good and feel good, creating high quality posts, creating that firm foundation. Because if you don't create that firm foundation, everything else going forward is going to not work as well. It's going to feel like work, right? This is where, when you set this up right, you build the beginning portions of that momentum. And don't let the fear of not being tech savvy or not knowing where to start hold you back. Get the tools, the support, the community that you need to create a successful blog and an online presence. So the next step is outreach. This is the second portion here. So outreach is where you look at creating the stuff that brings people to you, your brand graphics, your email, your freebie and your welcome email, your social media setup and optimizing, mastering Pinterest, all of the things that brings new people into your world, especially, is here. And so, you want to get 200 to 500 names on your email list as soon as possible. You want to master effective content promotion and to figure out what your best platforms are to get traffic, so you get more people seeing your stuff. Again, we're all about building that momentum. It's not just about mimicking other bloggers or buying expensive courses. Like, you can learn everything you want to learn, but can you get the results? Can you get the traffic? Can you get things happening so you feel that momentum? And part of that is getting the tools and support that you need to make that happen. Is this helpful, you guys? I'm seeing nods. Okay, good. Good. So sharpen is that third step. Dana says yes. Good. Sharpen is basically everything that you do to get found online and to get search traffic from Google, and kind of the optimization aspect of things. So doing keyword research, on-page SEO, optimizing your content for SEO, looking at SEO plugins and research tools, all of those sorts of things. So you're able to apply SEO strategies to increase ranking and get more blog traffic, and master keyword tools and SEO related keyword research. Now, I know some of you might be questioning, but with Google being weird the way it is right now, why does this matter? Honestly, Google's not probably going to stay weird forever. And even if it does, there's other search engines that are going to pick up the slack. So I'm not worried long term about the weirdness that Google is doing. That it's going to pan out. What is going to help you weather the storm is having great content. And when you have SEO optimized content, it doesn't matter what platform you're on or what search engine you're on or what social media platform you're on, your content is going to resonate because what SEO is at the core is people are looking for this stuff. And these are the words they're using. And when you think of it that way, it doesn't matter what Google's going to do. It'll all pan out because people are online. People are looking for sources, resources, connections, and solutions. Now more than ever, I think people are looking for connections and being able to trust the people behind what they're hearing and seeing. So Diana says Google's like that special uncle that appears at the family reunion. Interesting. And Susie says be consistent in creating your content, making it helpful, and you'll get through the Google storm. Exactly. Yeah, so I don't worry too much. Like Google's going to do what Google's going to do, and it'll all come out okay. All right, so final note about Sharpen. Boosting your blog and enhancing your online presence involves a comprehensive approach that includes mastering search engine optimization, content strategy, data analytics, all of the things that go into getting found, right? The background stuff that a lot of people don't necessarily think about. And Pinterest is part of that as well. Pinterest is SEO optimized as well. A lot of people don't think about that, but Pinterest is an SEO optimized visual search engine. It's more search engine like than it is SEO or than it is social media like. All right, so final element is sell. So we've gone kind of through all of these. Now we're on this last part to set up making money online. And we want to try to have multiple ways to make money online because that's going to help with weathering the storms of whatever next thing is going, whether it be the economy, whether it be the whatever. There's going to be a path that you're going to be able to follow to make money online. And you're going to find that over time, some strategies work better, and other times, different strategies work better. Same with just like what we talked about with SEO. Sometimes Google works better. Sometimes Pinterest works better. Sometimes Pinterest doesn't change and Google actually works better. If you've got your toe in the water in multiple places, and we're not talking about spending a ton of time, but kind of having some balance, then you can be able to pivot a little bit easier. Um, so, you want to have a groundwork for monetization. You want to integrate promotion into your blog so you're getting people to see what you have to offer for sale and what you're promoting that benefits you financially. Having affiliate marketing is a great way to start out. Having low, mid, and high ticket product creation and sales, looking at sales pages and bundles and collaborations to help with the selling aspect of things. Those are all super beneficial. And honestly, that first dollar earned online is the hardest. And we want to get past that and through that first dollar and turn it into many dollars with focus, with refinement, with dialing in what's working and doing more of that. Whether it be affiliate marketing setup, whether it be products listed for sale, or having a tripwire on a bundle, whatever it is that is working for you, we're going to find that out and get you clear and get you focused and get you building momentum. So it isn't just about the financial gain, it's about creating connections between your audience and the products that can enrich your lives. Because if you're just saying, hey, buy my thing, it kind of feels salesy and yuck, right? But if you're saying, hey, I know you've been struggling. We were talking, I think, yesterday about potty training. I have a little guy who's just on the verge of potty training. I know, moms, that you've been struggling with getting your kids potty trained. This is the course that's going to solve that for you. Can I get you set up with it? Feels totally different than I'm selling this for X dollars. You should really get this. It's going to help you potty train your kiddo. Feels totally different, right? So, all right. So with the Blogging Boss framework, we're helping blogs get started faster and more efficiently, outlining the areas to focus and breaking it into a step-by-step process. As I said, it's been shaped from over 1,000 hours of client work, and it just guides and supports you through the process so much easier. So you might be thinking, how do I know where I'm at? Because we've talked about both the startup as well as the other blog blueprint, right? You might be thinking, where am I at? How do I know where I'm at? So things to think about is if you want to create a blog that you'll love, you need to redesign one that you don't love, or you're just feeling stuck, like in the I kind of started, but I kind of can't get anywhere, then the blog startup is where your status is. And then again, that's that 8-week process and walking you through that. And so the nice part about it is like over 8 weeks, you get so much accomplished. And it's small steps. It's less daunting. Lots of feedback, lots of support from coaches. Susie and I will spend, a half an hour just like randomly answering whatever question needs answering, like guiding you through. And Susie's one of the coaches here in the program. So I think she's on. She was chatting earlier. So feel free if you have questions that come up to ask. But yeah, so the first question is, do you want to blog you love? The next question is, do you want to create content and write SEO-based posts quickly to grow an email list and have a freebie and low ticket products? Then you'd be more at this 101 foundation level. And again, this is what walks you through, gets you the results you need. And so this is that 101 is where you're looking at some of the site setup and getting that a little more fine-tuned, promoting your content, sharpening, creating a foundation for your SEO, and then selling, getting your first low ticket product. And then if you're looking more for, okay, I've got my foundation, but I'm looking more at traffic, then you want multiple traffic channels and multiple modes of income generation. And that's going to be the more 201 level, so a little more further advanced where you're doing more refinements into traffic and monetization. And then the final level is, where you're looking for the easier path. And these are each programs that I offer, but honestly, like it really just dovetails nicely with what we've been talking about, with this whole journey that you're taking as a blogger and just being there to support you regardless of where you're at. So you can adapt this process that I talked about on your own, implement it on your own, use trial and error, and just make it happen. Or you can follow the boss blueprint, and get the support that you need, so that you don't have to feel overwhelmed. You can have clarity. You can have a personalized guidance and help. So the Blog Boost Academy, the Blog Startup Academy are super, super helpful. I'm gonna zip through some of this because I don't want to keep you forever. So the framework helps simplify getting started in blogging, walks you through what needs to be done, shortens the startup process, gives you that step-by-step guidance. Our coaches, we've heard so many good things about the coaching that we provide because we actually care. Like we actually care and are motivated to help get your stuff set up, get you clear, get you confident, give you the simpler process, simpler way. I'm going through some of this fast. I'll give you guys the link later, but I'd rather make sure we get lots of time for questions, and go through whatever it is that you want answered. So like I said, we've got, I think some of this is a little repetitive. I was going to go through and narrow it down. So even if you're feeling like, I don't know tech very well, or you're not sure about your blogging topic, if you're struggling with content creation or writing, if you don't know how to make money blogging yet, these are things that are very common, and this is going to be helpful for you. So if you need help with getting started, then the Startup Accelerator is going to be your ticket. If you've got a site, then the 101 or booking a call to see if the boss is a great program for you would be the next step. And so this is the link here for the Startup Accelerator. I think I can pop that in the chat. Oh, let's see here. There we go. And this is the link for the 101. So let me just get this up for you here quick. And like I said, I appreciate your being here. I know that there are some of you who want the extra support, and so that's why I want to tell you guys about these things. But I'm here for you if you just even have questions and like, how do I figure out where I'm at or what I'm doing or that sort of thing. And then I know there's some of you who who want the startup support, but then also want to be able to get support through that next level. So I did add an extra level for the Blog Boost Academy. You just go in through the 101 Blog Boost Academy, and you can add both of them for a little bit lower price, and also 3 months of extra bonus support, 2 months while you're in the Startup Accelerator, plus an extra month just because. But we've had such great success with our clients. Siobhan Cunningham is Empower Women veteran. She loves the collaborative way that we function. We've seen us this past week. We're very much like, what do you need help with? How can we help you? Even when we've got a task that we're following. Bobby has been loving how, she would have otherwise given up and put her dreams on the back burner, but she loves the boss program structure. Jody talks about how, she's been trying to do it on her own, taking free or low cost classes and just not getting very far, very fast. And not that they don't have value, but she just appreciates the support and the direct being able to talk about what's important to her. So if you guys have questions, feel free to pop those in the chat. The difference in writing style for a blog. Yes, Dorothy, I'll talk about that in a little bit. The Startup Accelerator gives that expert personalized coaching and the step-by-step guidance for identifying your topic. And it helps with the secrets, like, the things that you need to know, like I talked about with the difference between a writing style for a blog. Like when you are reading, and now that I mentioned this, if you take a look like at blogs and just look at how they're set up, they're a little different, right? The ones that you actually enjoy reading and want to come back to, they're set up a little different. The headers, the paragraphs, kind of just take a look and a peek at those, but they're a little bit different. And when you can fine tune those skills, it really does help you. Because you want to create a blog that isn't just a place for people to look at things online, but where you've got an action plan so you can monetize it, and so that they love being there and want to come back and support you. So there's lots of really great benefits to the Startup Accelerator, where we talk about the individualization of coaching, getting understanding how to craft compelling content. You've gotten kind of a taste of some of it here in this program, in this free week. But I know some of you are probably looking for, how do I go further? How do I take that next step? And that's what we're kind of talking about with the Blog Startup Accelerator and the 101 program. So, all right. Some of the things that you can enjoy with the Blog Startup Accelerator is we help you not only get your blog set up, but then we also have what's called the Freebie in 4 Days workshop, so that you can start to grow your email list early on. So it really is start to really propel you forward. And also we teach you how to use free SEO tools. And we have what are called anytime Q&As. So when you're in the Blog Startup Accelerator, you can literally ask any question at any point and put in a support ticket. And Susie and I will come up with the solution. We'll create a Loom video with a personalized training just for you, so that you get your question answered even in between sessions. And so that is a huge, huge value. So imagine if that even helped you achieve half of what other ambitious bloggers, wouldn't that be worth just even that much alone? So many great things. So I'd encourage you to consider the Blog Startup Accelerator. We have an easy $697 payment that's for the full 8 weeks of weekly support, of daily, or however frequently you have questions, getting individualized training for you. And we do break it down to the upper 200s per month if you prefer. And so yeah, so this is pretty cool options that we have available. And like I said, it's the 8-week path for creating your blog, for creating your website. And it's very unique. Like, as I said, I couldn't find anything that gave the level of support that got me comfortable and confident online. Like, I bought course after course, and it was just like, I can kind of get a little ways, but then I'd be buying another course because it wasn't solving the real problem, right? And so getting the guidance, getting the support, we actually have where we walk through like with you, okay, what is your status? How did this last week go? And each person has a chance to say, this is what I worked on, this is what I struggled with, this is what I need help with, and we work on helping them with that. So like you don't get that anywhere else. Like literally don't. And it walks you through every step of what you need to do to get set up and established. Um, so the design of the site is the question that Margie's asking about. Do you help with the design of the site too? So we have some really great tools that we recommend that walk you through how to pick out pre-set up, formatted, pre-formatted, already graphically designed, beautifully designed sites that you just swap out pictures. And we show you how you, like literally there's so many options. And we show you how to pick and choose the parts and pieces that work for you. So it makes it easy. And then Susie has a graphic design background. And so you're able to get the support that you need on that. So, yeah. So Susie says a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. So, yeah. So, what are you guys thinking? How's it feeling for you? Yeah. So, anyone have any questions? Anna says good. Awesome. Anyone have any questions? I'm going to stop the share here. And yeah, so what are you guys thinking? Do you feel like this week has been really helpful in kind of empowering you to take that next step? Stephanie says, what's the difference between a newsletter and a blog? So a newsletter is where you would put up your like where you'd send out an email and say, hey, this is what I think you guys should focus on this week or this month or whatever. This is what I want to tell you about. And it walks through it's basically an email format. A blog is better because you're able to direct people from Pinterest, direct people from different places to appear on social media, to appear in search engine results, that sort of thing. So it's a more longer term, and also gives people the opportunity to kind of binge read what you talk about and how you approach things. So Margie says it's a weekly call for 8 weeks. It's a 1 hour group call, yes. And we do daytime and evening, so you can pick which works for you. We do currently, the daytime session is at noon on Mondays. That might shift to Tuesdays. Like maybe 11 o'clock or 10:30 on Tuesdays is kind of what I'm probably thinking. And is it okay to have both? Yes, you can do both. Yep. Dana says, I'm wondering if I should just pick a theme and start posting and then worry about the rest of the site over time as I go. I'm a bit overwhelmed. So yeah, you can do that. Diana, when you are in the program, what the benefit of being in the program is that when you start to feel that overwhelm, you have the opportunity to say, here's where my head is taking me. Is this on the right path? Here's what I'm thinking. Is this look good? Here's, where I'm struggling. And where you want to be is comfortable to say, hey guys, this is my new blog. Check it out. This is my new website. I'd love for you to, take a look at it. And to be able to say that to your family and friends without going, oh, I wonder if they'll like it. Oh, I wonder if this. Oh, I wonder if that. It's that little nagginess is just a lack of confidence. And we can get you to where you feel comfortable and confident with what you've created online. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be super amazingly interactively beautiful, but it needs to feel good enough that you're like comfortable and confident in sharing it. And we help you to get that faster. Um, are the coaches proactive with accountability? Yeah. So when we have the calls, we have our sort of structure like week one, this is what we cover. And then we talk about, well, how did week one go for you guys when it gets to week two? Like, what is it that you struggled with? And where is it that you need support? And And that has been so helpful. Like we're constantly saying, okay, here is where you should be. And it's okay that you're not there. Like we don't, crack the whip or anything. But at the same time, like if you're not there, let's talk about why. Is it just that you had a busy week and that's totally normal because life happens? How can we support you to help get you back on track, whether it be this week or next week or whatever? So hopefully that helps. But yeah, that's been, I've heard really good comments from those in the program that it's just the right level of accountability and support. Like they feel supported, they feel helped, they feel that it's doable and less overwhelming. So, um, Jill says, I've been struggling with using AI tech, and it seems like not understanding how to work with it clearly, which has been leading to additional layers of challenge in communication and feeling stuck. Yeah, so AI is both a great tool and also can be just another layer of confusion. You really want to focus on what your voice is, what is helpful to you. And as you get more comfort and confidence, you're going to find that it's easier to speak in clearly you tones, right? If you notice the email that went out this morning and last night, and you know me at all very well, it felt very me-like, right? I reset all of my emails up this just I changed my email platform and stuff. And so a lot of my emails day 1, 2, and 3 were very like I tend to get kind of long in my emails, so I tried to like narrow them down and keep them very basic and keep them like here's what you need to know to be able to know if you're excited about this day. Um, but I found that like I kind of lost my voice. Like I kind of lost the meanness of it. And so in the email that went out, there's a little bit last night and I could repeat a little bit of it in today's morning email. I was like, this is me. Like this is the voice that's me that when you're reading this, you're like, yep, that's Lisa. There's a little corniness, a little, connecting, a little like I'm here for you. And a little less like here's the XYZ thing you're gonna learn. And that's something that as you do more of it, you figure out how to integrate you-ness with the things that speed up your process. Does that make sense? As with anything, when you're getting started, those voices in your head that cause you to question things are what's going to slow you down. The more clear you can get on where you're headed, how you're helping people, what you're doing, that is going to be where you get the solutions, the results that you're looking for. Does that make sense? Yeah. Awesome, awesome.
Lisa, can
Yeah.
I, sorry, just add to that? I understand what you're saying. And um, been my question is partly or about, it wasn't exactly a question, but sharing like the um, over time, it feels like attempting to use AI has made things worse and worse in some ways. Like
Yeah.
the um, from reflection that I'm seeing to things that I've attempted to create, like
Hmm.
what comes, what it seems like it has like deepened misunderstandings more and more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And you're gonna find that's going to be the case, and it means you need to work on your prompting and also keeping clear on who it is that you're helping and how you're helping them, what their problems is, what solutions you can provide. And I'd love to chat with you more on this, if this is something that you want to kind of go deeper in. But that's definitely something we cover in the 101 course, like how to integrate the speed of AI into keeping your voice and getting the results that you want faster with those kinds of tools. I dropped the link again in the chat in case you're wanting to check out a little bit about each of the programs. But yeah, that's definitely a 101 type of question that we really go deep on. So yeah.
yeah, it's sort of the metaphorical level as well I'm trying to speak to. Um,
Yeah.
anyways,
You have to take AI with any tech that's coming out because it is so new. And with anything in general that you're learning, there's growing pains. It's like when there's a new vehicle, And it's like the new greatest, like Tesla with their Cybertruck. If you've seen them, they're ugly as sin, in my opinion. I saw one the other day. But it's a concept, you know, when you're doing something, the concept is out there. AI is very, very new. It's been around a while in the back end, but you have to take it like exactly. It's only as smart as the trainer, and you have to train it for you. However, like anything, there are just some people that are just not going to mesh with AI, and that's just not going to be an avenue that is comfortable with them. And if you think of it as a tool or an accessory or something that's just an helpful addition, then it takes the overwhelm away from it. And I understand in prompting with AI, whether it's you're doing AI for helping you generate words or you're doing image generation, it's you just have to take it and growing, and it's very confusing. It's learning how to say. It's like when we're writing, I don't know, like I don't know what to say. I hear people think when they're like, okay, a blog, what do I say? Where do I start? And they're like, Lisa, where do I start? And Lisa, she's really good with that part of the AI and saying, here's how you prompt and doing this and doing that. And she will help you walk through how in the course, how to break it down so that you start to tell you how to train the AI to learn your voice, to learn your tone, to get, like she said, you know, she just changed her emails. And I'm speaking metaphorically to everything like design and everything. Everything that you're experiencing now as a beginner, don't spend too much time overthinking your logos of design, your brand identity, what color you want on your website, what template you want to use, because you're going to evolve that into what is you, as Lisa says, the you, finding you. Everything is going to evolve as you start doing and getting a feel for where you are. And like me, I've evolved and I'm totally heading in a direction that I never wanted or anticipated to go in my blogging journey. But I'm embracing it because I'm realizing that's where my strong suits are, is going in this one direction rather than where I wanted to go. And if you see, you know, you're going to find it. So then when you find who you are in the blogosphere and where you want to be, it's going to be, then you're going to be like, okay, I know I want purple and green or pink and purple or blue and gray or yellow and purple or yellow. You're going to find your colors. You're going to find your voice. You're going to find what you want things, because then you're going to know. So don't overthink things. I'm going to say it many, many times. Do not overthink anything at this point. Just do with something that you are happy with for now, that you're comfortable with. You can continue on, and then everything will always, you can always change it later on.
Indeed. Yeah, so I dropped in the chat a link to my calendar. So if you guys want to schedule some time just to kind of look and talk through like where are things at, which plan might be best for you, what process, what strategy, what is your next step, where are you headed, what's appropriate for where you're at in your journey. That is what I would recommend is just book a call so we can chat. So I love doing those kinds of conversations because they are so, so helpful. And will really be beneficial to you in finding that path forward. So yeah. All right. Any other questions? We do start on the 15th, so next week Wednesday with our kickoff, and then we start week 1 on the 20th. So and just think guys, like we're in what, May, so June, by July 20th, you could have your website set up, your first post up, your monetization plan, your content plan. Like how awesome would that be? How awesome would that be? And for the blogging 101, we've just kicked that off. So you're in perfect timing for that to really just get full benefit and momentum. And so yeah, it's a perfect time for either or both program. And like I said, if you're considering both, it makes sense to just do both all at once and get the extra 3 months of the blog the Blog Boost program. So yeah, so there's some great stuff there. So, and if you're not sure what to do, like I said, there's that link for booking your call. So, all right. Any questions that anyone has? All right, I am going to quick grab the link for you guys to get the slideshow, and then we'll get you on your way. Love for you to drop in the chat how things have been going for you, and also would you be interested? We can kind of do a behind the scenes and show you the course platform, and maybe even bring in a few clients tomorrow if you want to do one more day. It's up to you guys though. Would that be something you would like? Jen says yes, that would be awesome, says Dana. Perfect. Sounds great. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I will say also that freebie and 4 days bonus is available if you sign up by Saturday, I think it is. So definitely pay attention to that if that's of interest to you. And then you'll have access to today's replay and the previous day's replay until Tuesday. You'll have course platform access till Tuesday. So one moment here, I'll get that link for you. Anyone have any questions? Any questions at all? Can you see kind of the power on the power of these just this clarity, the simplicity, the path that following like these kind of layered growth, so it doesn't feel overwhelming, and you can just go sort of step by step. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I just dropped the link for the slides. I f- uh I feel like I have something going on with the showing and hidden slides. So if you give it maybe a half an hour to an hour, I'll make sure that it's the correct one that it's linked to, but you'll have access to the ones we actually did go through today right now. But like I said, I may just change that out because it just didn't seem like it was quite the one I was intending to share, but that's all right. So, any other questions? I'm just gonna see. I don't know if any of my clients are currently on. Nope, not at the moment, I don't think. But yeah, so yeah, so if you want to hear from them, tomorrow would be we'll do 10 o'clock again, I think. Tomorrow will be a great time to view the back end of the platform and to get any questions answered, and also just to kind of talk directly to some of the clients that I've worked with, just to kind of like maybe pick their brain as to whether it's a good fit for you. And if you're just kind of like on the fence and not sure, book a Calendly session. It's a 15-minute call. It's not a big deal. And mostly we'll just be talking about you. Like, what are you interested in? What's working for you? What's not working for you? What makes sense for your next step? Yes, Margie. She says she scheduled it for tomorrow already. Yeah, it'll be recorded. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah.
Did
Any
we
other
answer her other
questions?
question? Because she said Rachel's and her question about how often you start and do you need super clarity. Did we answer that already?
Oh, I don't think we did answer that. So we do it a couple of times a year. This is our third time doing it. I think we'll do it again in the fall. I'm not sure exactly the timing of the next one. But if you're interested in starting, like I would totally just jump in and do it, because what I found is that, especially when it's so crystal clear that this is going to get you the results. Like if you come to the end of 8 weeks and you haven't got your website done, we haven't done our jobs, right, Susie? Like we are 100% behind helping you guys, and we want to make this happen. So if you don't have it done at the end of 8 weeks, is because you stopped showing up. There's no other reason that you wouldn't have it done. Like it's just not in the cards. And so yeah, so if you're interested, I would definitely jump in and just do, because that action step, that declaring that this is what I want to have happen, is exactly what you can do. Drew, we just, like I said, finished this week. Drew, one of my clients, she said, I am so honored and excited to have been on this sort of starting front end of this program because it is going to go so far and it's going to be so big. And I'm going to, I'm appreciating and loving all of the support. Like anytime she's had a question, we either answer it directly during the call or she, put in like a support ticket and we'd answer usually within a very short amount of time, like minutes to hours, sometimes a day. If it was something where it's like, oh, well, this is what you need to do and shoot a Loom video and get that. Like there was no stuckness to it. Like there's no question, there's no mind games when you get that kind of support. So it's really, really a good plan, a good process. And I know anyone who goes through this is going to get what they are looking for results because it's just it makes it simple and easy, right? It takes away the complexities that get you stuck. So yeah. Jill says, I'm grateful for all your help. I'm so glad, Jill. Fantastic. Fantastic. Perfect. Yeah. So like I said, book a call if you're on the fence or thinking about it. And regardless of what you're thinking, we'll talk through whether it's a good fit for you or not. And I'm here to help. I'm here to get you the answers and the support you need. It doesn't like everything else doesn't matter, like honestly. If you're getting what you need, then that's where my angle, my aim is. So all right, everybody. Well, thanks for being here. Really excited to have had you here with us today. And looking forward to hopefully working with quite a few of you. We keep the groups pretty small. Like we've had about 20-ish people in each of the times that we've done it up till now. And it just works really, really well. And, we can handle, like we set up the process so that we can handle more. But at the same time, loving being able to really work with everyone, get really clear on where they're at and how they're doing. It's not the kind of thing where, you join and you ask a question and then they're like, wait, what is it that you blog about again? Or what is your niche again? Like, like you just get to know people so well over that 8 weeks. And it was kind of like I sent an email on the last, like the right before the last day of the Excel of this last group. And it was like the tear emoji, like, I'm sad to see all of you leaving because we worked so closely together and got to know everyone. Susie's nodding, like, yes. You build those kind of connections. And everyone's like, we got to stay in touch. We got to stay in touch. Because it's, yeah, you've kind of gone through this journey together. So alrighty, well, I could talk forever, but I'm gonna let you guys get the rest of your day back. And I do encourage you, though, if you're at all thinking about joining, this is going to be a life-changing thing that is going to make such an impact. We talked each of the days about why you want to blog and how it's helpful. I'm going to drop some of these links here on the bottom while I'm finishing up here. But why you want to blog and how it's helpful, how it's going to change your life, and how it's like one of the few things in life where you can actually build momentum, create income far beyond just the one time, showing up for your job, you take your paycheck and you go. There's so much more upside opportunity to it and control. Like, when you think about it, when you work for someone else, you lack the control. You're just there doing what they think and what they say. But when you work for yourself, when you have your own website, you get to set your agenda. You get to choose when and how and where you work. You get to choose what your trajectory, what your success path is. All of that is at your fingertips to be able to make an impact, to make a decision, to make, decide where you're headed, what your goals are, and work to make that happen. So all righty. Well, I wish you all the best. Encourage you to come and check out tomorrow. Like I said, we've got some really great stuff we're going to talk about for a bonus session. If you are thinking about joining, definitely want to do that by Saturday so you get some extra little incentives. But you have until Tuesday to watch the replays. So, all right. Thank you all for your time. Really have loved being here with you guys. And hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. And hopefully we'll see you in either BSA or the blog accelerator. Yeah. Will you get an email about tomorrow? Yes, I will send an email about tomorrow. So alrighty. Thank you all. Take care.